on YouTube. So let me begin by giving some, and people who join late can go back and review this video. It is now being streamed live on YouTube, meaning it'll be available for you guys at the conclusion of this conversation here. So National Block Club University is a non-for-profit based out of Illinois, focused on the 167 most dangerous neighborhoods in America. Some might ask, why are you dealing with a truck drivers convention if you're focused on anti-violence? And for us, the answer is simple. We believe that we have to mentor young people, no matter where they are, in high crime neighborhoods especially. So they are truck drivers who make a great living, who are great mothers and fathers to children, and those children who need to be mentored to can learn a lot from the truck drivers. So it makes sense for us as an anti-violence organization to have relationships with truck drivers. And in doing that, it makes sense for us also to be able to make sure that we help truck drivers. So the stronger the truck drivers are, the more they can be pillars in our neighborhoods. In particular, today, we're going to be talking about 28 different topics when it comes to truck drivers. And every one of these topics is centered around Black truck drivers. That's our focus. We believe in taking care of home base first, and then we can be better citizens to the rest of this country. But we got to cover home base first. It's designed to be highly interactive, so it's not me doing all the talking, it's me facilitating. My wife, Jamaica, should be joining us as well. She's going to be note-taking and also helping to facilitate questions as well. All right, so let's see if we have anyone else on so we can get started here. See who else has joined us here. Excellent. All right, cool. All right, Mimi, you're on mute as well. All right, there you go. Clotilde, I see that you just joined. You have to hit the little microphone though, so that way you can speak, you can talk, and the video as well. So wherever those red lines are, yep, there you go. Video is now active. Mimi, if you can activate your camera as well, I'll be able to activate mine in less than 30 minutes here. We should go, the goal is to go just 60 minutes, you guys. I don't want to keep you, but we do have to take care of some serious work when it comes to the state of our trucking industry when it comes to Black people. I'm glad you joined us, Clotilde, because we definitely want to, after we do introductions here, your side of what you've been experiencing. This is being recorded on YouTube, so people will be able to watch it. Couldn't join. All right, so mic check. Can anyone hear me? Can you guys check your mic? Mimi, Tia. I think Brother Anthony is with Kathy's connection. So no one can hear me? All right, that's a problem. I've been doing a lot of talking. If you guys can't hear me, that's all for tonight. So that's not good.
Hey, no, I can hear you, big dog. This is Anthony.
I was getting worried.
Yeah, I'm actually fueling up right now, so I had to get back to you.
No, I'm glad someone can hear me. So I thought I was gonna be doing all that talking for nothing. Excellent, excellent. All right, Jamaica.
I was getting my mom on, so she's on now.
Wonderful, excellent. All right, good. So I want everyone to know, despite the numbers you see right now, we are recording on YouTube live, and it'll be available after this broadcast. So the truck drivers who couldn't make it, truck drivers that is not available right now, will still be able to view and watch this. and add their input later. So if you guys want to add your phone numbers, that's fine as well. So let's kick off with our introductions. I'm your host, Cy Smith. My zip code is 46402. That's in Gary, Indiana. And it's important for me that we connect truck drivers together. Every week, it's a different group that we are focused on. This week is truck drivers. Every July is truck drivers. So that's going to give us a year to continue to work with professional truck drivers to see what we can do to make it better. All the while, we're working on financing for you guys because we know money is key for all our industries. And we'll talk more about that later. So let's finish our introductions. Mimi.
Hi, I am Jamaica. I am in Gary, Indiana. The zip code is 46402. And is that it, or do you do the? Did you have a question?
No, that's fine. That's good. I told him you'll be helping with note taking as we go through this process and facilitating too. All right, Clotilde, are you there? Can you hear us? Yeah, her mic not activated yet. I see the video.
You have to push the unmute your mic, Ma.
All right. So, Brother Anthony, you said you was filling up the car. So when you get a moment, we just want to do introductions again. People are going to be viewing this later, so we're going to keep the format that we have.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Anderson, and we actually have multiple connections. You're actually my niece's brother. But original zip code 606-4710, but I currently live in Texas. 76140.
So you,
my niece.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, that's excellent. So we got, as soon as we get Clotilde mic'd up, we go ahead. I'm gonna talk about these regions and what we are doing. And of course, what you guys experience, you're gonna be able to add to that. And then at the end of our dialogue, we're gonna talk about next steps in terms of what we can do. And I want to talk about why I think that National Block Club University can be a great bridge for you guys as truck drivers. So, Tia, are you ready yet? All right. So she's still not ready. All right, Brother Anthony, tell us. Huh? We got Tia ready? Okay. Brother Anthony, you want to go ahead, man? Tell us about what's your reason for being on the call. You got several trucks. Tell us a little bit so we'll know what you're working with.
Actually, Kathy actually just sent me a inbox message about 20 minutes ago saying that I should get on this call. I am currently working in the oil field in West Texas. I have a truck, and I'm actually also running someone else's truck. So basically just trying to get the money on both ends, having multiple sources of income. My plan is, is to expand, but also get out the truck by the end of the year.
Wow. So you want to get out the industry, or you just want to get out of physically?
Yeah, I just want to physically get out the truck. I've been driving 5 years. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And like you say, with what you experience now, you can pass that on and you go to that higher level. All right, that makes sense. And in terms of dollars, like what would you say a barrier is without going too much into detail? Is $5,000 low, medium, or high? $10,000 low, medium, high? Just so we can get a gauge in terms of the needs on your end.
In terms of like income? weekly
No,
income
no, and
or
no needs like to get to where you're trying to go. I'm just trying to gauge dollar amounts in terms of what the needs are.
Honestly, that's a tough question. I always say 10,000 is always says that you're serious about whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Okay.
But with what I think with the goals that I have, I think the price of trucks are making it very difficult.
Yeah, and I think what you just shared is going to be helpful, especially because our audience is a broad audience, not just with truck drivers, but family members who got family that drive trucks. So this is kind of an education for them too. But what we have built and we continue to build is a Black business network. So we have like 40 different industries, from everything from restaurants to farmers, and these 50 Black businesses in 20 different cities is 1,000. And we're working on getting an agreement with them that we'll pull together $100,000 twice a year for each one of these groups. And that type of money will allow us to be our own supporter of finance and projects and things of that nature. So that's why I just wanted to hear from you. And when Tia get mic'd up, we'll hear from her kind of what the needs are on the people just getting going in the trucking world, or the people that's been in the game for over a decade.
Could y'all hear me?
Yay! We can hear you now.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, Tia, we are live. So people, introduce yourself and then tell us your situation when it comes to trucking. What you're doing and where you're trying to go with it.
Yes, Clotilde Stredrick. I have a 26-foot box truck, and I'm having a difficult time getting contracts.
How long you been at it though? Since when? How long though? Since when?
Well, I had this since last year. I had the truck, the authority since last year.
So that was 2021. Coming out of the pandemic, that might not be that bad. But what? So is $5,000 any money to you? 10,000? Like Anthony just told us, kind of where he sees it. How do you see it?
It's a big help for me.
And that's because of what?
Insurance. At least it helped me a little bit on my insurance, so and tractors could get out there. Sure, I got their insurance is it's a monster. I had to put a big down payment, then that monthly, but my truck is paid for. I don't have a truck note. That helped me a lot.
Now, one of the things, I don't know if you was able to hear me talk about the $100,000 our goal is with our Black businesses. But of course, that's with like all the industries together. But we just need to exercise our economic power we have and pulling our money together. So these 1,000 Black businesses right now, we're working on introducing ourselves to each of them. And of course, when it comes to you guys as truck owners, what we would love to have is kind of what, like we know for you, Clotilde, you just said insurance is a big one for you. You have the labor to get out there and move products. So can these Black business owners, can they pay you to move product as a way of allowing you to earn money along the way while we work on the bigger finance? How does that sound? Think about that.
Yeah. Definitely.
What about you, Anthony? What you when you hear that, does that resonate anything on your end?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think not just with truck driving. I was not listening to her. I have people who might can help. So somehow I want to make sure that they get my number on the insurance side and on the broker side for box truck.
Now that's exactly the purpose of this, because everyone got pieces And if we match that together, the puzzle is together.
Can you mute your mic, Ma?
Huh?
Can you mute your mic? Because we can hear everything in the background.
Okay, shoot.
But be ready to unmute when you talk. So you gotta keep it ready, on the ready, so you can go in and out when you.
Could you still hear it? Cause I isolated myself.
So no, that's good. So Mimi, you got the can you go through well, first let me explain that Mimi is gonna write down what you guys thoughts are on this. We need to capture this on record, and then at the end of this, then we can go into more detail about how we think we can get support to what you guys are doing. So these are the 20 cities that we have, you see on the screen here. It's by regions. We group cities together by region. So that way, when we talk about pulling money together, we can do it in increments, and we don't have to do it nationwide per se. If you look at it, you'll see GCA region there. That stands for Gary, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, and Atlanta, Georgia. So those 3 cities we have working together in every aspect of Black life. So we had the farmers, GCA, we had the teachers, GCA, we had the lawyers next week, GCA. So as we talk every month with different industries, this Gary, Chicago, Atlanta, we're trying to get to economically be there for each other as a real strong Black region of support. Then you got the next region underneath that, which is Miami, Birmingham, and New Orleans region. We got leaders there. We're talking to them about being economically united. And then you go on to Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee. So everyone that's watching and listening, any person you know that live in any of these regions, we want to find out what it is that they do and how we can connect with them, because we're stronger once we get everyone identified in all our cities and we start agreeing to pool our money together to help each other. So that's kind of where this goes. So Mimi, can you go through and we're gonna vote. We're gonna ask you guys thoughts on each of these regions in terms of what should be the focus for that region. And I'm gonna describe what the region is doing. Every one of these cities is doing something different, which is gonna allow us to make that city stronger and Black America stronger. So let me just tell you what it means, then Mimi go record the votes. So Gary, Indiana is our national headquarters for all administration, Gary, Indiana. So they are responsible for all the clerical and administrative stuff. Chicago is our global headquarters. So they deal with every aspect of everything. So they don't count per se in this discussion. And then you have Atlanta, and we can include Cartersville up there too, Tia. Georgia, you could say, is the focus on all things dealing with public safety, police, firefighters. That's the headquarters we have. So we're gonna ask you guys to vote for each region so we can at least get it on record. And then when we talk to the people in those cities, we can tell them what the thoughts were. So Mimi, you ready to read the first 4 questions, and then that way they can get comfortable, and we go through these six regions, and then we can move on to the rest of the conversation.
All right, so if you guys can choose one of the 4 in Gary, Chicago, and Atlanta region, and number 1 is truck drivers. So these are the topics that you will have to choose from. The first topic is truck drivers being safe at night, truck drivers and abusive spouse, getting truck drivers clerical support, and trucking and attention to detail. So do you want to talk about truck drivers being safe at night, in abusive relationships, getting clerical support for your business, or pay attention to detail?
And let me say, whatever we vote on, and we're gonna have to have you, Mimi, vote too, because we gotta have at least a tiebreaker. Whatever you decide, that would be what that region will work on, so that next year when we come back to the table, we'll have results. So you're not doing that work. It'll be work you're giving that region to do. So now if we can go ahead and get everybody's thoughts on those 4 topics.
There's 3 for me. Hello?
It's the third one or all or 3 topics? I
think the third one for me.
So getting truck drivers more clerical support. Mimi, you record that for Tia. And then Anthony, you said which one, Anthony?
Yeah, I was actually I'm kind of torn between 3 and 4. You know, right now with and I actually kind of think they go hand in hand. So if I was to vote, I would vote for 3 and 4.
Yeah, but we can only have one though. So which one?
Okay, so being a box, I think box trucks are important too. But for FMCSA, I think attention to detail and knowing, you know, what, you know, the requirements and, you know, so you won't get hit over the head when you're going through a scale. I think so my vote would be 4.
Oh, attention to detail. Okay. All right, Mimi, so which one, so we can walk away with a tiebreaker here. Mimi, you still with us?
I said I'm feeling like you should be the tiebreaker, not me.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I will in a minute, but if you can just.
Number 3.
Okay, so if you could right now, 12:54, it'll be number 3. And like Anthony said, go hand in hand, but at least we got a topic there. Let's next one is Miami, Birmingham, New Orleans. So Miami is our national headquarters for all marketing. Birmingham is our national headquarters for all food, restaurants, and all things dealing with dining. And then New Orleans is our national headquarters for travel. And so Mimi, you want to go ahead and let's get that vote going.
So truckers and toxic food intake, truckers in restaurants, truckers and, I'm sorry, it kind of glitched on me. Positive effects on traveling and truckers and negative trafficking. So just pick one that you would like that region to do more information on or research on. Negative traveling and trafficking, positive effects on traveling, the different restaurants that you guys have to go to, and then toxic food intake. Okay, which one do you guys think?
It's toxic food intake for me.
What about you, Clotia?
Well, you know how I feel about that trafficking. The negative. I think 4 for me.
Oh man, so I don't like the whole being the tiebreaker, because as a woman I would do trafficking too, but toxic food intake is important also. Cyron, you still there? I guess he, okay. Anthony, only because I'm a woman.
That's fine. I just, you know, going to and I'm not. The only reason why I picked that one is because truck drivers and weight is
Ooh,
you know.
that
And
is
I
it.
go
That
to
is-
some of these truck stops and I see guys. I mean, I don't even know how the hell they can see outside. Over their stomach and not necessarily crack a joke, but I think health and also too out here a few years ago in the oil field they have us in the man camps and in the food that they cook is one is never good, but two is not good for truck drivers because we sit on that food. And I had a friend of mine who actually ate breakfast, came to work, and passed away. And
Oh, wow.
my belief is because of the food that we had.
So I will put toxic food intake because that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah, because I mean, and like I say, trafficking, I think probably should be number one, especially for you say Miami. Is that one of the reasons?
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely it's important. I think for me, I think that stuff that healthy eating among truck drivers should be something that we take serious. That we as truck drivers.
Yeah, Anthony, you know what? I have found out, and I found this out through an African lady. And every morning, because I'm from Chicago, because I'm getting in the truck myself. Say you have to drink, so you gotta drink a cup of hot water every morning. You get up to move, it will actually, you could actually feel it going down your colon. You can feel it going down your throat to your stomach. It will melt. It actually will melt all the waste.
Yeah.
And you don't use that. And drinking Reggie verified this for me last night. He lost 30 pounds. The only thing he was doing is drinking, taking that teaspoon of mother apple cider vinegar and go and follow it with some water. And but that hot water in the morning and then when you settle at night, that hot water, you're gonna see a big difference. It's gonna keep that colon clean.
Yeah.
Now we got 30 more minutes, you guys. So the good thing with that vote, because so we agreed on what for that one?
The toxic food intake.
Okay, and that's at 1 o'clock. So now we gonna go through the next one, and then I'm gonna double back because I want to make sure y'all know like how we plan on benefiting you guys as well. So the next one is Detroit, St. Louis, and Milwaukee. Detroit is our national headquarters for all things dealing with construction. St. Louis is our national headquarters for all things dealing with Black lawyers. And Milwaukee is the national headquarters for all things arts and design. And so that's what each of them cities work on. So Mimi, you want to go ahead and get the vote for that one?
So it's home repairs, repairing personal vehicles, Texas laws, and incarceration. Which one do you guys think?
Say Texas laws?
Sexist laws.
Oh, Texas laws. Okay.
So home repair, repairing personal vehicles, repairing you guys' vehicles, sexist laws, and incarceration.
And actually, that's a typo. It's any laws, not sexist. I just, as y'all can see, I butchered that, so that's my fault. Any laws, anything that would change the law for truck drivers. So any laws.
Okay. Any law, yeah. Well, number 3 or 4.
Is there a lot of incarcerations when it comes to truck drivers, or would you guys like to, because I know trucks, break down from time to time a lot,
Repairing personal vehicles, so it's repairing your truck. Okay. It's very costly.
So which one would you choose?
Torn. My vote would be for law.
The law?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, y'all agree. The law. Let's go to the next one. This is in Region Kansas. Sayron, you want to explain that one? What they deal with? Well, it's Kansas, Cleveland, and St. Paul. So preventing student debt loan, education, exercise, and emotional health.
And the reason for that, Kansas City is our national headquarters for Black education. Cleveland is the national headquarters for all doctors and dentists. And then St. Paul is our national headquarters for all things dealing with politics. So that's the reason. So you guys ready to vote?
Yep, preventing student loan debt, education, exercise, and emotional health.
4 for me.
Okay. What about you?
That was emotional. That was emotional.
Yes, emotional.
I would have to exercise.
Exercise.
All right, Mimi, I can step in on it. I'm gonna go with exercise. So we'll make that one it. And the reason for that is because it goes back, and I believe you guys can't get certified unless you pass the health test, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So 104, we got that one out the way. The next one is Dallas, Memphis. Now I was hoping our superstar, Miss Moore, she runs She Trucking in Memphis. I was hoping she could have gotten on, but Dallas is our national headquarters for all nurses and truck drivers. And then Memphis is our national headquarters for journalism, all media. So Mimi, you want to go ahead and get this one?
Truck drivers and their parents, guardians, historical Black truckers, truck drivers in established media, and truck drivers in social media. So their parents and guardians, historical Black truckers, established media, and then social media.
And the difference is established media is one that we don't control, whereas social media is our narrative, whatever we want to say. So that's kind of the difference. So that's a tough one for y'all.
Yeah, that's tough.
Looking at the historical Black truckers were
like, do y'all know some of the Black trucking heroes who broke through the industry?
Only one that I know is my uncle.
I heard that.
He's been a truck driver over 35 years.
See that? See, yeah. So that's the type of legendary stuff we got to get in touch and document and highlight that for our youngsters. So what would y'all say y'all vote is?
I would do historical Black trucker.
Me too.
Which one is that?
2.
Okay. All right, cool beans. All right, the next one is LS. We got Los Angeles and San Diego region. LA is our national headquarters for all things dealing with entertainment, sports, theater. And then San Diego is our national headquarters for farming and gardening. And we got some great leaders out there. So Mimi, you want to get us this one?
So this one is truck drivers in movies, Sports is number 2. Gardening is number 3. And farming is number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Farming.
Farming.
Yeah. I'm looking at farming.
All right, that's unanimous. So that helps. All right. The last one we have is the biggest one. That's the East Coast, and that's Boston, Philly, DC, Norfolk, and New York City. So that's our biggest region. Boston is our national headquarters for all research. Philly is our national headquarters for all missing persons. DC is our national headquarters for all businesses, Black businesses. Norfolk is our national headquarters for all Black veterinarians and animals. And then the last one, New York, is our national headquarters for all engineering and technology. So let's get this last vote out the way.
So number 1 is studying truck drivers for profit. Number 2 is truck drivers helping with missing persons. Number 3 is truck drivers and innovation. And number 4 is truck drivers and technology.
What was the first and second one?
So the first one was studying truck drivers for profit.
And that's what I'm
Can you
looking
explain
at.
that, Cyron?
Yeah, it's some people that make money. All they do is study, and they get to do research papers, and people pay them for that. And a lot of times the studies are on Black people. So we want to have our own researchers studying us and let them make money versus people studying, telling us what the problems are when we know what it really structurally is. So that's why Boston is our national headquarters for our version of studies.
Okay, and then the second one was helping with missing persons. And then the third one was truck drivers and innovation. And then the last one is truck drivers and technology.
Innovation, what you mean by that?
Outside the box thinking. So like right now, we know the automated trucks are coming. So that's some new type of outside the box thinking that they want to eventually have trucks on the road by themselves.
I think that's the same. So I will go with missing person.
Missing person?
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, T?
Missing person.
So you came back to that one. You got that one in, huh? All right, good. All right, now, here's what you guys decided, and our truck drivers did this too. We decided clerical support, toxic food intake, laws, exercise, historical figures, farming, and missing persons. Those were the 7 themes for our cities to work on. Now, what would you guys say is the national theme? Those are regional themes. Each region work on. What should be the truck drivers' national theme? So when we come back together next year, we would be able to speak to what was done with all 7 regions together. Out of these 7, we got to pick from which one is your number 1.
My number 1 is always healthy eating.
Is what?
The healthy eating, the taking in toxic.
Okay.
Intake.
All right, I got you. Tia, what's your number 1?
Now that is important, but I still don't figure that trafficking.
The missing persons. Uh-oh, we gotta break this tie here. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna break the tie with.
I can change my vote.
Do you want to?
Yeah, that works.
Which one? The missing person?
The missing persons, yeah.
So there we go. At 1:11, we got the national theme, missing persons, 1:11 p.m. All right. I was gonna vote for clerical support because I know that's one of the key things we want to do to get all of you guys stronger. But we ain't have to do that because we got national missing persons. Philadelphia is gonna be excited with that. So let me first now thank Mimi for that. Thank you for that. What do you think, Tia, first about what we just went through? Just so our viewers would know. What did you think about? Was this a waste of time?
What I really want, I guess what I really want, I gotta do my own research.
So it didn't get you what you wanted. Right.
I need some gigs.
No. That's important. I want you to be honest. So that's a big deal. So aside from that, because this is just the recording. I'm gonna connect you with Miss Moore, and I think this is what she does. So you still gonna have that link. I don't know. I thought she was gonna be able to get on, but other than that, I'm talking about. Do these topics resonate with you? Does these topics make sense to have out there for Black truck drivers?
Yeah, they do. Okay. They do. Yeah.
It's
really important too.
What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I think, all of these topics are, definitely important for Black drivers. One, because I think because it gets, with every generation, it gets harder and harder for the next generation, that we need to spend more time talking about this topic, especially because more of us are getting into trucking. So we need to understand, these topics, the important in these topics, especially with health and safety. So I definitely appreciate Jackie sending me the info.
And I appreciate both of you guys taking time out, and those questions matter a whole lot because we're on the phone with every industry, every type of person, and a lot of times they want to know who else is working on something. And so this is going to help us to be able to activate some of those people. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think you guys want to hear, which is real to me. Every third Wednesday of each month is our Truck Drivers Day, and Dallas, Texas is our headquarters for that. And I want you to know right now we have 39 different business industries, 39 different ones. Unfortunately, only about 9 of them out of 30 are manufacturing. The rest of them are mainly service. And that's everything from funeral directors to barbers, beauticians, it's all service. And so that doesn't really, besides their supplies, involve truck drivers. But manufacturing is the one that involves you guys. So our farmers are a big deal. And we're working with our farmers to make sure that they're not moving no farming vegetables and whatnot with non-Black owned trucks. So that's a big one for you guys, is our Black farmers down there in Georgia, in Alabama, in the South, coming up here to the North. Also, the corner stores, the convenience stores, that's another one we think is gonna allow us to bring the truckers in with us. The other one is apparel. And apparel is one right now where most of the stuff is coming from China, but we got a plan on how to do our own manufacturing of that. So our Black truck drivers for the future is very needed because this is how we're going to move our commerce around, and we're going to push more on manufacturing in. So in the short term, what we're going to do, just like we're doing with other industries, we're going to ask you guys to give us 4 different months, ideally in the 4 different quarters, in terms of your challenges that you have financially. First quarter, what's your challenge? Second quarter, money-wise, put a budget dollar amount on it. And because of our network, we can go to our network and say, hey, we need to come together and help truck driver A during this rough patch, this rough season. So how can we pre-order something? So we know we're gonna be moving some products for, I don't know the price, 5,000, 10,000, that we get the community to rally around that so that you got some right now money to operate from. Also, all of our people in all of our cities, we're going to be negotiating with banks because we have all these people, and the banks, we're going to be challenging them on funding our people. We don't want to hear the Black and brown. We want to know, what are you doing for the Black community because of our deficit, and what you do for them is fine too, but we want to know, what are you doing for these Black in all of our industries. So we're going to be that advocate for you guys, but it's important that y'all know each other. Like I say, we got 2 new people that run their own brokerages, got their own trucks, and they're doing pretty good. And we want to make sure that they meet both you, Tia, and Anthony. So we'll make that connection after this call so you guys can talk. But as far as this annual conversation we just did, that's only once a year that we'll take time away from you. But every 3rd Wednesday, we can get back on the phone and give updates and make connections. So any closing remarks for you guys, anybody?
Well, that sounds good. All of that sounds good. Sure is.
Yeah, I just had a question. Are you in Dallas on that Wednesday, on that 3rd Wednesday?
So yeah, that's a great question, Anthony. So 75215 and 75206 are where our leaders are. I'm not physically, no, but our leaders in Dallas are. So we go by zip code. What zip code are you down there?
I'm 76140. That's like Fort Worth side.
Yeah, I was about to say that don't sound like one of our zip codes, but okay.
But I'm not far. I'm not far.
Right. Now we're working. You black, so it's all good. But yeah. William Carter is your contact down there in Dallas, and so I'll make sure, like I say, offline we get more of your information so we can work with you on that. But the biggest thing is every black person, we want them to find out about what we're doing, because collectively where the money is at, we have it collectively. There's no reason why we can't make sure that Tia have a head start in terms of 4 or 5 months of insurance while she gets her flow going. That's what we got to do for each other as a people. So it's important that your auntie, uncles, cousins, whatever they do for a living, we plug them into this network, because as you heard us, it's 20 cities with one focus, and they will be the ones that keep building Black unity and hopefully Black dollars circulating. So we are.
We stay in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, I stay in Fort Worth, which is on the other side.
A cousin of mine, Anthony, she stayed in Dallas, and she just been blessed. She was blessed. She been blessed this week. She landed the contracts for Tyson and Kroger's and another store. She talked to the CEO, and I think it was a great job, because a woman, instead of giving a woman a distribution number for the, she turned around, gave Tasha the CEO number, and that man gave her. She did her orientation. She got those contracts, and but she asked me, did I have a day cabs? The day cab.
You just muted, Tim. You just went on mute. All right, we got to get Tia back on. Okay, there you go.
A day cab.
You said, do I have a day cab?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, but I could get one.
Yeah. You need to talk to her, because she booming. I wish she could have helped me. And I know I'm a non-CDL, but I know you got to have a CDL for it. But I wish she could have.
Now I was gonna say, like, even with our schools in Georgia, like we want to politically negotiate where some of those contracts can go to non-traditional people, delivering the school lunches for the kids, stuff like that. So it's ways that they need to carve out and make space for our Black entry truck drivers, our Black intermediate, and our Black veteran truck drivers. We just got to fight for it, and that's why this type of conversation is important to broker that.
Oh, then it'd be real nice. It'd be good if we could get some kind of service, so we could go and train for CDLs.
But that when Miss Moore, that's what she does. So I'm gonna make sure that you and Miss Moore talk. So I'm gonna connect. She's out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, of course it was short notice, so she couldn't get on. Mimi, you still on with us?
I am.
Give us your thoughts on the this trucking conversation we call convention, because we want to make this a big deal and get people physically coming together next year.
I mean, I think the process is awesome. If we can get truck drivers to continue to connect with each other and work with each other, and maybe starting, their own, companies and things of that nature, this can be a great foundation to build on and make that happen. So connecting the dots is so important, and sharing resources is so important, and helping each other, getting, and just kind of getting to the point where that needs to be, because sometimes we tend to hoard information, but I think that it's enough, resources out there, where everybody can profit from. So yeah, just continue to share information, continue to learn from each other. And this is a great foundation, and to make that happen. So
Excellent. I appreciate it. So I'm going to conclude us here. Let me give a message to all the ones who couldn't get on today. So again, you guys, consistency is the key, and not to walk by what you see all the time. So while you might not see 50 truckers on here, 20 truckers on here, because we recorded this, it's available for our truckers to watch it later. And the premise of everything we're doing is about how do we get our 20 cities to economically pull together to be there for each other. That's the premise that we've set here. And the truck drivers is a big part of that. It touches most of our businesses, even our funeral homes. When they're moving caskets up, we want to start negotiating our piece of the pie. So you're going to see us doing a lot of negotiating with all type of suppliers, and talk about, I get it, you've been doing business with this person for 20 years, but we're talking about how do we create a sliver of contracts so that we can have our beginners or entry level truck drivers have some consistent money coming in. So thank you guys. Our number is 312-405-8844. That's 312-405-8844. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mimi. And we're going to talk offline.
Okay, thank you.
What are you doing? What you doing?